Have you ever wondered how the NFL became more than just a game? How it transformed into a billion-dollar empire that prints money faster than you can say touchdown? We're talking massive TV contracts, global merchandising, and an expansion strategy that's turning Sunday football into a worldwide phenomenon. Today, we're diving deep into the numbers, the deals, and the strategies that make the National Football League not just America's favorite sport, but potentially the richest sports league on the entire planet. Stick around, because what you're about to discover might just blow your mind. Let's start with the basics. The NFL, the National Football League, is America's premier professional football organization. We're talking 32 teams, from the New England Patriots to the Kansas City Chiefs, competing every season for that ultimate prize, the Super Bowl trophy. But here's what most people don't realize. The NFL isn't just big in America anymore. Over the past decade, the league has been aggressively pushing beyond U.S. borders, hosting games in London, Mexico City, Frankfurt, and building a fan base that spans continents. This isn't your grandfather's NFL anymore. This is a global entertainment juggernaut that's rewriting the playbook on how sports leagues make money. And when I say make money, I mean we're talking numbers that would make even the biggest corporations jealous. So, how does the NFL actually generate its massive revenue? Let's break it down, because this is where things get really interesting. First up, broadcasting and media rights. This is the big one, folks. The NFL has mastered the art of the media deal. We're talking contracts with CBS, NBC, Fox, ESPN, and now streaming platforms like Amazon Prime Video and YouTube. These aren't just handshake agreements. These are multi-billion-dollar contracts that guarantee the NFL gets paid whether you watch or not. In fact, the NFL's current media deals run through 2033 and are worth over $100 billion combined. Let me say that again, $100 billion. That's billion with a B. These networks pay astronomical amounts because they know that NFL games deliver viewers like nothing else. Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, these broadcasts regularly dominate the ratings, which means advertisers are willing to pay premium prices for commercial spots. A 30-second ad during the Super Bowl can cost upwards of $7 million. Think about that, $7 million for 30 seconds. That's the kind of demand that drives these massive media contracts, and the NFL has positioned itself perfectly to capitalize on it year after year. But broadcasting is just the beginning. Let's talk sponsorships, merchandise, and licensing, because this is where the NFL really shows its marketing genius. The NFL has partnerships with some of the biggest brands on the planet. We're talking Nike, Pepsi, Microsoft, Verizon, companies that pay hundreds of millions just to have their logo associated with the shield. Then there's merchandise. Walk into any sports store anywhere in the world and you'll see NFL jerseys, hats, hoodies, you name it. Every time someone buys a Patrick Mahomes jersey or a Dallas Cowboys cap, the NFL gets a cut. The licensing deals for team logos and player likenesses generate billions annually. And here's the kicker. This isn't just happening in the United States anymore. NFL merchandise is flying off shelves in Europe, Asia, Latin America. The brand has gone global, and global means more customers, which means more money pouring in from every corner of the world. Now let's get into something that's really accelerated in recent years: global expansion and international games. The NFL isn't content being the biggest league in America. They want to be the biggest league everywhere. That's why you're seeing regular season games played in London, games in Mexico City, games in Germany. This isn't just about giving fans overseas a chance to see live football, though that's certainly part of it. This is a calculated business strategy. Every international game builds the NFL brand in that market. It creates new fans, sells more merchandise, and increases the value of media rights in those regions. International broadcasters are paying more and more to show NFL games because the demand is growing exponentially. A kid in Berlin who watches the NFL International Series game at Deutsche Bank Park becomes a lifelong fan who buys jerseys, watches games online, maybe even travels to the U.S. to see a game in person one day. Multiply that by millions and you start to understand why global expansion is such a critical part of the NFL's money-making machine. And we can't forget about live attendance and events. Even in the age of massive TV deals, there's nothing quite like being in the stadium. NFL games draw enormous crowds. We're talking 70, 80,000 fans per game in some stadiums. Ticket prices range from affordable to absolutely astronomical, especially for prime matchups and playoff games. But it's not just ticket sales, it's parking, concessions sold at the stadium, premium seating packages, luxury boxes that cost hundreds of thousands per season. Then there are all the surrounding events, tailgates, fan experiences, NFL draft parties, the Super Bowl experience. Every single one of these touchpoints is a revenue generator, and the NFL has become incredibly sophisticated at extracting maximum value from each one. So why is right now, 2025, 2026, such a golden era for NFL money? Well, several factors are converging perfectly. First, the global fan base has exploded. The NFL isn't an American curiosity anymore. It's a legitimate global sport. Markets in Europe are eating it up. Latin America is showing massive growth. Even Asia, traditionally dominated by soccer and basketball, is developing a taste for American football. This expansion means the pie is getting bigger, and the NFL is positioned to take the biggest slice. Second, media and streaming growth has made it easier than ever for international fans to access games. You don't need a special cable package or satellite dish anymore. With streaming services, anyone, anywhere can watch NFL games in real time. More viewers equal more advertising revenue, which equals bigger media deals, which equals more money flowing into league coffers. And here's something brilliant about the NFL's model: scarcity and hype. Unlike basketball or baseball, where teams play dozens of games, the NFL regular season is just 17 games. Each game matters more. Each game is an event. This scarcity creates demand, drives up the value per game, and keeps fans engaged at a fever pitch throughout the season. You combine that with the cultural phenomenon that is the Super Bowl, essentially an unofficial American holiday that's now watched worldwide, and you've got a recipe for maximizing revenue per event unlike anything else in sports. Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets really wild. While the NFL doesn't release every detail of its financials, analysts and industry insiders estimate that the league generates well over $15 billion annually in combined revenue. That's media rights, sponsorships, merchandise, licensing, ticket sales, all of it. Some years, especially with Super Bowl hosting revenue and major contract renewals, that number can spike even higher. But here's what's even more impressive. The revenue sharing model means all 32 teams benefit. Unlike European soccer leagues where a handful of clubs dominate financially, the NFL structure ensures that even smaller market teams get a significant share of the pie. This financial stability makes NFL franchises incredibly valuable investments. Team valuations have skyrocketed. Franchises that sold for hundreds of millions a decade ago are now worth billions. The Dallas Cowboys are valued at over $9 billion. That's more than many Fortune 500 companies. When you compare the NFL to other sports leagues worldwide, the dominance becomes even clearer. Yes, soccer's English Premier League generates substantial revenue. Yes, the NBA is growing globally, but the NFL's combination of scarcity, fewer games, with massive per-game revenue, broadcast dominance in the world's largest economy, and rapidly expanding international presence creates a financial model that's virtually unmatched. The NFL has figured out how to monetize every aspect of its product, from the on-field action to the off-field entertainment, from traditional broadcasts to cutting-edge streaming, from local markets to global audiences. It's a money-making machine that's firing on all cylinders and shows no signs of slowing down. So what does all this mean for you, whether you're a die-hard fan or just a casual observer? For fans worldwide, it means better access than ever before. More international games mean more opportunities to see live football without traveling to the U.S. Streaming options mean you can watch from anywhere. Social media gives you behind-the-scenes content and direct connection to players and teams. The merchandise is everywhere, so representing your favorite team is easier than ever. But it's not just about the fan experience. This economic powerhouse has broader implications. The NFL employs thousands directly and supports millions of jobs indirectly, from stadium workers to media professionals to merchandise manufacturers. The economic impact of hosting NFL games, whether domestically or internationally, brings tourism dollars and global attention to cities. The league has become a cultural and economic force that transcends sport itself. The NFL's financial success story is ultimately about understanding what people want and delivering it at scale. They've taken America's most popular sport and transformed it into a global brand that generates revenue from multiple streams simultaneously. They've embraced new technology and platforms without abandoning traditional broadcast partners. They've expanded internationally while maintaining their core American identity. And they've created a business model that seems almost recession-proof because no matter what's happening in the economy, fans still want their football fix. As we look ahead, the NFL shows no signs of slowing down. With more international expansion planned, new media deals on the horizon, and continuous innovation in how fans engage with the sport, the money is only going to keep growing. The NFL isn't just the richest sports league in America. It might just be the richest sports league the world has ever seen.
Do you think any other sports league can ever beat the NFL in revenue? Comment below.